Hey guys, welcome back to Blacklist Gaming. Today we're going to be looking at my deck tech for Altair. So, basically what this deck is trying to do is it's trying to get assassins in the graveyard and then make tokens of them to bring them back, so you're getting a lot of ETB triggers, and then also, just getting a lot of value out of that, getting to swing a bunch each turn. So first we have the commander. He reads whenever Altair attacks, exile one target assassin creature card from your graveyard with a memory counter on it. Then for each creature card you own in exile with a memory counter on it, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of it. Exile those tokens at the end of combat. So we're going to be getting all the assassins we have in exile back each turn. So that's pretty powerful. So this is what I decided to build on. This is a non-budget version. You can see it says around 700. And yeah, so let's get into it. So first to start off, this is kind of removal. Here, I guess we can, hold on, let me get it. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is kind of the first category. This is kind of removal-ish, and plus it's just a lot of assassins. We don't really have any like swords of plowshares or anything in here because most of the assassins that you can see come in with removal built onto them. And so we have like Big Game Hunter, we have Massacre Girl, she's a good human assassin, Rooftop Assassin, Royal Assassin, we have Ruinous Ultimatum. This is a Mardu deck, so that fits in well because it's a good board wipe, or one-sided board wipe. And Stingblade Assassin, Undercity Eliminator, and Vraska's Finisher. By the way, this will be linked in the description if you want to see it, if you want to use it, whatever. And yeah, and then the next section we have is called Brotherhood. Basically it's just more about assassins and stuff. And you can see if this one's just an assassin initiate. He just doesn't really do too much, but he can like kind of get your ability of a choice, which is pretty cool. And then Aya of Alexandria. Basically we're getting a bunch of other 1/1s because because a lot of our assassins are legendaries, so whenever like our assassin comes in, whenever it deals damage, then we essentially get another 1/1, so it's pretty cool. And then Brotherhood Ambushers, it's kind of because if you have in your hand, it's a good one to get out for 4 mana. Pretty cool. And then Hired Poisoner is just a good 1-drop, maybe a turn 1 kind of thing. And Maria, the Quilling, is just a good assassin also, and kind of letting me draw cards, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And then Roshan makes all of our other creatures assassins, just in case if they aren't. And that's kind of the only reasons in there, plus he's an assassin. The next one is going to be kind of card draws. I titled it Card Advantage. We're going to have stuff like Big Score and Faithless Looting to be able to draw, as long with to discard things into our graveyard, such as assassins. And another Massacre Girl, just because it's just a great assassin, and letting us draw cards also, which is really good. And Painful Truths lets you draw cards, and that's kind of all it does. It's just a good card draw. And we have Queen Marchesa, of course, being an assassin, making more assassins, and plus having card draw. It slots really well into this deck. I could say it's kind of like the alternative commander to this. And then we have Ruffian's Silencer, just being another good assassin and letting us draw cards also. And we also have Phyrexian Arena. This goes along with the drawing cards. And also Unscrupulous Contractor, because it says when it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, target player draws a card and loses 2 life. Because way you could do this each turn, if you have another assassin in exile and him, they would enter at the same time, and you can sacrifice the other dude because he's gonna die at the end of combat anyways, and you get to draw 2 cards, or you can make an opponent draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Yeah. And okay, the next section is gonna be fill the yard. This is all about putting things in your graveyard, you know, because we have to get the assassins in there to be able to use them. So we're gonna have stuff like Altair Dementia, so that when those assassins come in, before they get exiled, we can sacrifice them to mill some more, or if we have enough, we can try to mill our opponents out. And then we have Atrocious Experiment. It's some more mill and also card draw. And Breach the Multiverse is just a great card, even in non-mill decks, and getting a ton of value out of that. And yeah, and then we also have Buried Alive. Basically letting you search for, you could search for 3 of your best assassins and put them in the graveyard. Also Desmond Miles, letting us surveil, which is really powerful and being really good. And Doom Whisper, also letting us pay 2 life to surveil 2. That's going to be a really useful ability. Mesmeric Orb, of course, great in any mill deck. And just letting us put kind of cards in our graveyard each turn. Milking, yeah, whatever that says. Just letting us mill a card each turn. Ripples of Undeath, letting us mill 3 cards each turn. And then you can also put one of those in your hand if I need to. Sigil of Miracle, you get to mill a card during your turn. And it gives yourself Death Touch. And also Stinkweed Imp, this is a really powerful one. Letting us kind of dredge to mill 5, I think, each turn. Not really sure how that works. And then Citrus Supplier is just a great 1-drop. I know that's going up in price right now. Letting us essentially mill 3 when he enters and mill 3 when he dies. So you can kind of use him to block with and get extra value out of just being a 1-drop. And Violent Tumor, when it enters, we get to search for a card, put it in the graveyard. That will most likely be an assassin, or it could be something like Anger. So the next one is Safe Combat, plus like pumping up our assassins. We have a Chroma's Will, just because it's a great finisher or protection, whatever you need. Anger, giving ourselves haste, doing good in the graveyard. Arno is just pumping up our assassins. Greymund, also the same thing. Key to the City is another good discard. Yeah, let's just discard and plus make ourselves unblockable. Because, kind of like, you would probably want to make Altair unblockable. Because, you know, people are probably going to block and kill him. Because, you know, he's a target. And it's kind of, you know, you kind of want to get him off the board. And also Lightning Greaves to protect Altair. We can Poison Blade Mentor to kind of give him Death Touch, so that maybe they won't want to block. Sword of Light and Shadow is a good another protection for Altair, but also letting us mill cards. Oh no, return cards from our graveyard to hand. There is another sword you can put in there that like lets you mill 10 cards or whatever. That would be a good kind of one to substitute for if you want. And then we have to double the triggers. We have Ishin, which basically will let us bring back the assassins twice, because it's not bringing them back, it's creating tokens that are copies of them. So kind of we're gonna get those tokens twice. And then Roaming Thone, doubling that, also kind of doing the same thing as Ishin. We're probably gonna choose assassins for that, of course. And we also do have lands. We're going to stick in things like Bajuka Bog. Brotherhood Headquarters is a good one, just kind of a specific one for assassin decks. Command Tower, we're going to want the Surveil lands in here, along with Exotic Orchard, our basic lands, maybe some Shock lands, but the Surveil lands are going to be powerful in here. And then Shizo, Death Storehouse. Target legendary creature gains fear until end turn to kind of make him unblockable once more. You could even add like Cable Coffers or something like that. It would be a good card to have in here. And we also have the Animus. This one's kind of specific to one certain thing. It says it's just for the first ability. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target legendary creature card from a graveyard with a memory counter on it. So we would probably like target our assassins because of course then that counts as a memory counter. So we're gonna get that along with it. So we're gonna be able to put 2 memory counters on our creatures each turn, which is really powerful. We're gonna be getting double the value. And then we also have Aurelia because letting us get additional combat phases so that we can get those ETB triggers and get another kind of 2 more each turn. It's really cool. Along with that, we have some pingers, which is because we're creating the tokens is one thing that I want to emphasize is we're not returning them. They always stay in exile, or they're just creating the tokens of them. And the sad thing is they're not dying. They're actually exiled at the end of combat. But we could use things like Altair of Dementia to sacrifice them to get value out of it. So this is just kind of to drain our opponents a little bit by a little bit. And Sir Conrad also has a mill ability, which is good. And for ramp, we have Arcane Signet, Mana Crypt, Mind Stone, just the normal stuff. We also have Olivia, because she's a great assassin, and she ramps too. And then we also have Smothering Tithe, Soul Ring, Talisman of Conviction, or Talisman of Indulgence. Really, any of the talismans will work there, or any of the Mardu talismans. And then for tokens, we have Ojer Talk, because he's going to create 3 times that. So if we were to like have 3 assassins in our thing, or in exile with memory counters on it, we're going to instead be getting 3 of each. So we're going to be getting 9 coming out. And this is a really important one that you're going to want to find each time, the Master Multiplied. Because it says trigger abilities you control can't cause you to sacrifice or exile creature tokens you control. So that's going to mean we get to keep our assassins around, and they're not going to need to be exiled, which is really powerful. Really great card. You're going to want to find that every time. And then we have Welcome Back. Chainer is kind of to give her stuff haste and to cast stuff from a graveyard. Incarnation Technique is a great way to get stuff from a graveyard and return stuff. Reanimate is a good reanimation spell, of course. Victimize to kind of being a cheaper one. And this is all of the stats of the deck if you want to see. This will be linked at the bottom in the description. And yeah, and these are the tokens we're going to need. We're going to need assassins, copies, treasures, and I believe the monarch. It should be the monarch or the initiative. And yeah, so that's kind of it. This deck is kind of based around getting assassins into your graveyard, bringing them back each turn, getting a lot of ETB triggers, and just being super powerful. And so I think it's gonna work really well. Feel free to use it. I think this is gonna be a really fun deck if it does. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.